There's a natural catastrophe right now, or has happened this week as well, right alongside Texas. So, Texas voted for Trump. New Mexico voted for Kamala Harris. However, these catastrophes have no party lines. So everybody's saying that God is doing this because of who you voted for. Untrue. Okay, I want to show you something. That's the 2024 election. So New Mexico voted for Kamala. Texas voted for Trump. However, New Mexico right now is being hit hard.
Full emergency rescues were performed across the county, some involving helicopters, as crews worked to reach trapped residents. In Hollywood, reports indicated a father and 2 children had been carried away by rising waters.
When I say that everybody is on the chopping block, not just in this political arena, but also from God, okay? So there is a shaking of the foundation of the United States right now. Excuse me. And it's the principles of humanity, and then the other part is the greed and corporations and things like that don't care about people. That's happening right now. So there is a shaking happening. But when you use God to say that God is choosing one demographic in a political arena over another, that is not true. The foundation is being shook for every one of us. Every one of us. And when I say chopping block, I'm talking about not chopping block from God, because God is always welcoming you home. God is always has open arms outstretched for you to receive you. These political tactics and things that people are using, and I'm going to be honest, I don't like this administration we're under. There's no hiding that from me. But God is doing something here, and it's about humanity. It's about, where is your humanity? Just know this. Mexico sent divers in to Texas to retrieve bodies. Professional divers. So even though a lot of the Mexican people were being deported and harmed, Mexico is showing love to the United States, even though that happened. The president of Mexico, God bless her soul, everybody can say what they want to say, but for her to extend the help from the Mexican people to help Texas, it is such a beautiful thing. Her extending that God help, that Christian help that all these Christians say they have. She has the God Christ energy to send divers and send help to help these people in Texas. Where were the political officials? Where was Ted Cruz? Where was Ted Cruz when this was happening? He was on vacation in Greece, and didn't want to be bothered with what was happening in Texas. So the revealing is all these things. The revealing is who in the political arenas care about their neighbor like themselves, love their neighbor like themselves. This is the shaking of the American foundation, and it's going to continue to shake. And I hope that we as citizens in the United States rise to the occasion. I hope that we abide by those so-called Christian values and love thy neighbor and help thy neighbor. And like I said, neighbor doesn't mean your next door neighbor only. It means somebody politically that you don't align with. When they're in need, you help them. Or racially, you help them. Or religious beliefs, you help them. When times like this happen. When Trump got elected, I couldn't understand why God would let him get back in office. I kept questioning, I kept praying, and I kept asking, why, like a child to God? And now I know why. Let's watch.
The river's sudden rise from just over 1 foot to more than 20 in under an hour left little time to react. Gauges placed by the USGS confirmed the spike, marking it as a possible all-time record for the Rio Ruidoso.
Now I want to interject. So in 2016, when my dad died, I ran to Alamogordo, New Mexico, which is right, like not even a 30-minute drive from Ruidoso. So when you see those mountaintops, there's a place called, there's a Apache tribal casino called Inn of the Gods. And if you know anything about indigenous tribal beliefs and things like that, just know that the meaning means what it means. So it's such a beautiful place. Inn of the Gods meaning because it's so green, it's so lush, and there's such beauty in nature there. It was gorgeous. Now just imagine, not only lives being lost, imagine all the animals that, because earthquakes, animals know. They know they're coming. Storms, kind of, sort of, but when it comes to flash floods like this, a lot of animals get caught up this. Deer, elk, bears, you name it, they're getting caught up in these rains too. So, another thing, I wanted to buy property here. Not in this place, but, well, I did look at these places. But there was a place in Alamogordo that had really cheap land. However, the rules and the regulations, you would have to, especially if you had a double wide or whatever, you had to put in these anchors into the ground, cement anchors into the ground, to hook your house to it, so that it wouldn't flood away. However, in a situation like this, even those safety nets that they put in building, because all the different regulations are for a reason. They're to preserve life. They don't tell you to do these things when you build for no good reason. They tell you to do these things because there is a chance like this happening. And can they prevent loss of life? Well, they're trying the best they can. So just know that the regulations that are federal and statewide that they give you, there's a purpose in all that. Let's continue.
This is one of the fires. Here comes something big.
Social media warnings from the National Weather Service emphasize the life-threatening nature of the event, repeating the call to avoid all floodwaters and to not attempt to cross moving streams. This water will carry you away, one bulletin read.
I just want to say, I know Trump ran on the campaign of deep state, deep state, deep state. But let me just say this. A lot of the safety nets that are in place by the federal or were in place by the federal government and by states were for protection. And even the unseen things that you have no understanding about, a lot of those things are for the safety of the people in the public and the citizens of the United States. So cutting funding for those things was not in the best interest of the citizens of the United States. And I'm talking about certain military effects, and I'm talking about things like this. And when you had people cutting in Doge and saying that, why are we helping anybody in Africa? And why are we helping da 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 da? The reason why we're helping those people with food is because that is what Christ, like the Christ mind or the Christ body, expects of everybody, is to help them when they are in need. Anyways, I just wanted to show you that this God is not hitting parts of America on a political scale. And people are trying to weaponize God when it comes to political issues, and that is not what's happening. God is shaking the foundation of the United States and its people. So when they talk about owning libs and all this woke stuff, well, everybody needs to wake up, because this is what's happening. God is shaking the foundation.